Train on the waves, that's walking on sunshine. It's Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day, as always. We're doing a little viewer-shared success story here. They've done some really awesome, in fact, this is a pretty impressive manifestation, but there's a key part in there that I think is really the takeaway for the majority of us. So don't get too terribly lost in the fact that this person's level of fortune was very, very good. And again, once you get your manifestation wheels flowing, it really, this limiting thoughts of, oh, how do they ever get something so amazing? Well, those kinds of things start to, go by the wayside, if you will. And a lot of it is believing in your worthy one of that level of success. Two, being able to appreciate and understand what that level of success would mean. If you suddenly became a millionaire and just the day before you had $10 to your name, it would be really hard for you to understand how to live as a millionaire. I know a lot of people would be like, oh, I'd buy my friend a house and I'd do this and that. And you can't really live like that because ultimately you end up blowing through a lot of your money. In fact, there's a number of studies for people that tend to win lotteries, for example, that maybe were on the poorer side and then suddenly are multimillionaires. A lot of these people actually end up bankrupt, believe it or not. So again, when you're not quite prepared for that level of fame or level of richness or that whatever, a lot of times it can be quite challenging to get your energy capable of doing that. So a lot of times that's why we imagine and we constantly are trying to expand our imaginations so they get bigger and bigger so we can expand to a larger house, a larger income, a larger whatever. And that's a big part of how we do that. So let me share the story with you, and then I'll just kind of dig into that one part that I thought was pretty cool, and I really do think is the takeaway from all of this. There's takeaways, a success story too, but it's really the key part that I think is very, very important for all of us to take away from this. All right, so I went to a raffle the other night, and the prizes were huge. Many were worth over $300, and a few were worth thousands. I almost didn't, but thought, wouldn't it be cool if I won? I knew I'd look back on the moment and be so glad I decided to go. I also thought it may be a good test of my manifesting skills. When I arrived, I saw people putting dozens of tickets into the respective buckets for each prize. I decided only to buy 4 tickets, entering once for each of the 4 prizes I wanted. After all, if I was going to manifest some wins, I would only need 1 ticket. Before they drew names for each prize, I imagined them calling my name, and I let it go. When I felt a tinge of doubt, I thought, but wouldn't it be fun to win? I won 3 of the 4 drawings, including the grand prize worth over $3,000. Remember, I entered only once for each prize, and there were hundreds of tickets in each bucket. No one could believe it. I also want to note that the only drawings I did not win was the one to which I was attached, ironically. It was a stay in a 5-star hotel, and I kept imagining myself there with my specific person. So this is the coolest part. The moment I won the grand prize, my vibration went through the roof. I have never felt so powerful. I immediately realized that this is all real, and I can have absolutely anything I want. And it happened. The next day, I heard from 2 people, an ex and my specific person. I hadn't heard from my ex in over a year, and from my specific person in 9 months. This all blew my mind. My life has changed. All right, so I guess kind of there's really 2 points to this, which I think is sort of funny. Really, one's the key is the 1 ticket per, right? I know a lot of people that play the lottery, like here in the United States, here in California especially. A lot of these people are playing the lottery, and they're going out and dropping $5 on quick picks, $10 on quick picks, $20 on quick picks. The more chances, the better chance I have of being a millionaire. But the reality of it truly is, when it's your time, if it's your time, whatever the case is, you just need 1 ticket. That's it. 1 scratcher. If it's your time to nail on a scratcher, buy just 1. If you feel that strongly about it, that's all you need to do in order to make that happen. And again, it's the same with lotteries, with anything. You don't need to overdo stuff. It's the same when we try to manifest. So many of us are like, well, if I haven't gotten it yet, I need obviously to do more imaginal work, more imaginal work, more imaginal work. No. I mean, granted, you're not just doing it once. You're doing it until it's clear in your mind, but you don't just keep doing it. You don't just keep buying 20 lottery tickets at a time. You don't need to. That's the joy of this. One ticket, and she won 3 out of 4 prizes. Now, the other part that I thought was interesting is she didn't win the one she had an attachment to. Oh, we've talked about that in the past as well, right? It becomes much more difficult to manifest things when there's an emotional attachment. She had that prize wrapped up with her specific person. There was an emotional attachment to it. It became important. And the second something becomes important like that, it does become a hair trickier to manifest. It actually puts a little more pressure on us when we have that level of attachment to it, when it matters that much. Again, that's that I have to have it, I have to have it, I have to have it. That's a very difficult place to come from. We've got to back off that and just understand it's happening in its time. It's happening exactly how it's supposed to. It's playing out. It is in process. You don't need dozens and dozens of tickets, and you don't need to keep trying and trying and trying. It's just really putting the effort forth, the quality of the imaginal work, how clear is that image. Start imagining other scenes with the same situation. If it's money you're going after, then imagine the house, imagine the furniture, imagine the car, start imagining all the little peripherals that would be there if you were making $1 million a year, for example. Or imagine the dinner with your specific someone, then imagine the vacation with your specific someone, then imagine having a child, but whatever. Take things to additional steps, yes, because it's new, it's additional things that will help bring this about, because now there's multiple scenarios that involve the same person that you're now manifesting, and it makes that a stronger scenario. So hopefully this kind of plays out and helps. I mean, she won huge, right? So for some of us, that might be like, wow. But for others of us, that's like, yeah, I got it. No big deal. But the key takeaways, no matter which side of that you fall on, is you don't need to get crazy with it. And really, the attachment portion of it can make these manifestations a lot more tricky. So hopefully that plays a big part in making a difference in your world. Going out with a wonderful Ricky Martin song, Living La Vida Loca, here on Dan Radio Style.